Hey, Osa,
Hey, hey!
are you on a journey? You're not ready.
Just this minute starting, I think.
Okay. I'm joining you, and I think that Pedro probably is gonna join too.
Okay, fine. I'm on the Euro 2 server, as I said. I just got here.
What? You're an European?
European 2, yeah.
An American truck?
No, ETS2.
Okay. I was gonna say I don't want to do that.
Okay, when we last left off, I was in the shed at Warsaw.
Hang on. Is he gonna stay off there? Come on.
Uh,
Come on.
oh, handbrake on.
1,146 people.
Yes. Out of what? 2,000, 4,000?
Yeah, 2010.
All we have to do is, I think, avoid Budapest.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say yeah.
Because
Is it still that?
I
Is it still one?
believe it still is that one. I'm not 100% sure.
Wahoo. It's too bad you couldn't use mods on the thing.
Yeah. Well, as they say, it is alpha, which means it's potentially unstable. So they're trying to get multiplayer working, let alone trying to get multiplayer working with all the other mods that you could potentially load. 4 garages, 3 trucks, 3 drivers. Is that really a thing, or am I one of the drivers?
I'm not sure.
1, 2, 3. I'm one of the drivers.
Um, are you picking a job or you picked one already?
I have not picked a job. I was waiting for you to get here.
Okay.
Are you here?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's see.
I don't see you here, but okay.
Oh. I haven't actually. Oh, we're starting to Warsaw.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll have to move.
Okay.
Have to
Yeah,
figure.
I figured since I was in Budapest yesterday, I could probably drive it up to Warsaw to end the session.
So garage. Warsaw. Okay. Travel. Yes.
Dun dun
Yeah.
dun.
Yeah, I think Pedro's coming in, so I'm not sure when, but he's gonna get some food.
Oh, okay.
He'll be right over.
Okay, there's you. Right. Well, we could find somewhere to go, I guess.
Yeah.
External contracts on.
Oh, just a minute, just a minute.
Just a minute.
Ready.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. And let's pick something relatively nearby.
You
Okay.
got route length down?
Huh?
You got route length down?
Say again?
Route length down? So metal cans. What jobs do you see?
Oh, I have.
Montpelier?
Oh, you must be at the front end of the jobs.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, Montpellier, Swansea, Cardiff, Le Mans.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to go for something shorter if Pedro's going to join us.
Okay, yeah.
So,
So, like, how short?
um,
The very end?
yes,
Okay. Like Posnan?
we have
Katowice?
Katowice. Oh, let's do Posnan. There's a couple of concrete stairs going there.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, it's something different.
Yeah.
I like to vary the loads.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, going everywhere with a box on the back is kind of boring. And we are off to our favourite pickup joint,
Oh, yeah.
which I always turn left too early.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Meg.
This was actually my drop-off point last night.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of got here
I'm
and...
going the wrong way, aren't I?
No, I think you were going the right way. There it is. Looks like there's a pressure tank here too. Ding. Yeah.
You're fine. That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
No, come on.
So that's quite a few flights of staircases here.
Oh, yeah. Fight for a whole building.
Yeah, potentially what, 3-story fire escape?
Yeah. I'm coming.
Well, if there's 2 of us, that's a 6-story building, or 2 fire escapes. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I've been doing so much driving with traffic lately that
Oh, yeah.
I keep stopping and looking before I pull out.
Oh, yeah.
So, okay, let's get this truck rolling. But I've paid off all my debts as of yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
I bought a garage in West Germany,
I still got 5 to go.
and
About half.
2 drivers. So they've been earning me money.
Yeah, that helps when you got trucks and drivers to doing their own thing, you know?
Yep. Well, they just don't work on multiplayer. Oh, crud.
Yeah, I know.
But you play single player for a bit, which obviously to do the event is heavily advised. Why do I want to press that button? Yeah, either do the event on single player, or if you must do it on multiplayer, do it at about 4 o'clock in the morning Central European time.
Yeah. It'd be otherwise crazy.
Oh, otherwise you're just in a sort of 20 mile long traffic jam, yeah.
Yeah. I tried that first one. To Paris. Oh my gosh. It was crazy, man. It was so bad I had to actually close out, suspend the job, and go to single player and do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I had watched somebody doing the multiplayer, and it was a complete mess.
It was disaster.
Oh yeah. And I took one look at that and said, well, I'll do the event, but I'm going to do it single player.
I mean, they were kicking people out left and right, man.
Oh, it doesn't surprise me. How am I doing? Yeah, because I just got into Warsaw, I filled up with diesel on the way in and took a sleep at the garage. So I was parked up in the garage when I got here.
Pedro joined.
Pedro's here. Hi, Pedro.
Oh, is that?
Yeah, I'm eating and logging in at the same time.
Okay.
I figured you didn't want to hear me eat a sandwich.
No, that's fine. Never mind.
You obviously didn't watch Flambassi's World of Warships video today.
Who?
Flambassi's European,
Oh, yeah.
kind of crude, but he played an aircraft carrier, and girlfriend or wife or whoever turns up with his lunch. So he's eating his lunch while playing an aircraft carrier, and pretty much solo carrying the entire team to a victory. So he said, well, normally I don't like to release a video with me eating, but this is an exceptional case. It was quite an impressive battle. I think he got Kraken, probably somewhere close to 200,000 damage in a carrier. And a solo warrior, I believe.
Have you guys taken the job yet?
Yes, we did. We're on our way to Posnan, so it's not too far out from where you are.
Right, I will start driving to Posnan then, and I will just meet you there.
Okay. We're taking about 6 flights of fire escape stairs. But we figured on, depending how long you took, we could always drive back to Warsaw if you hadn't shown up yet. So, fun. So,
It was 90 kilometers, about 60 miles an hour.
100 kilometers is 60 miles an hour.
Okay.
50 is 30.
Oh, that's
At least close enough that it is.
yeah.
So yeah, 80 kilometers an hour. It's down around about 45, I would guess. So yeah, I've had a productive week at work so far this week.
Oh yeah.
Tuesday the data center went down.
Oh yeah.
And it took 5 hours to switch over to the backup, or at least to make the decision to switch over to the backup. And then when we got onto the backup site, I couldn't get into it. Oh no, I couldn't get into it initially. Eventually got into it, but none of my program sources or test libraries were around. So all the work I've been working on for the last couple of months wasn't available to me. So I sent out an email the next morning when it still wasn't available to me. And I got an email the next morning to say, okay, your stuff's now there. It's sort of great. So that's 2 days I haven't been able to do anything that I'm supposed to be doing. I've had to fill in, little jobs that I can do without having all of my developments work available. Then today I got an email, my boss is quitting.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
He's only been there for about 6 months. So,
yeah.
oh well.
Maybe you found a better job.
Well, I don't know. I mean, the guy who was my boss is now going to resume being my boss again.
Oh, yeah.
But he was transitioning more into a sort of business side liaison. So he deals with the business on the work they need to have done. And the guy who just resigned was sort of the programmer side of things. So he made sure that we had work to be going on with, and didn't have and basically relieved our over boss of the day-to-day struggles of keeping a couple of high-powered programmers in work 8 to 10 hours a day. I remember the first job I had, my boss would spend sort of a month writing program design documents. He'd give them to me and I'd be done in a week. And he's like, took me a month to do those. Well, them's the breaks. I think he took a week's vacation. He worked a solid month for about 10 hours churning out program designs, so I'd have enough work to do for the week he was away. Fortunately, these days I'm more capable of dealing with the business units and actually talking to them and asking the right questions.
What do you do, Osan?
I'm a computer programmer. It was something one of my early computer programmer mentors at my first company said was, your programming language skills are probably only 5% of your job.
Oh, yeah.
The other 95 is dealing with the clients and knowing the system.
Debugging.
Well, yeah, there's that too, but the business sort of says, oh, we need stuff that does this, and then 6 months later they ask you, what did we ask you for the system to do? And it's just sort of, seriously, guys, you're supposed to tell me. The business makes the rules. I make the rules happen on a computer. Yeah. Oh, what was our negotiated contract with General Motors? I don't know. I didn't sign it. Don't you have that information? It's like they tell us what they want to happen, we program it, and then they throw all the contracts away. And then they say, so what was the contract? You expect me to wade through thousands and thousands of lines of programming code and try and figure out what the contract was.
That's your job.
Yeah. No, that's not my job.
No, I mean, no.
That's their job, yeah.
The people that wrote it.
Yeah. The people who were at the negotiating table hashing out the contract and signing it. Yeah, that's your job to know what it does. You're then supposed to be smart enough that when you enter an order for a customer to be able to tell that this pricing doesn't look like what the contract should be. Okay, fine, we can work with that. But when they come to you and say this doesn't look right, well, why do you think it doesn't look right? Because I'm just putting these numbers in the front end and the math all works every single time. Yeah, computers are quite amazing like that. You put in numbers at the front and it will give you exactly the same answer. Every single time.
How far out of Posnan are you?
We're about 30 miles.
Okay.
No, 30
I should
minutes,
catch
20.
up. I should catch up pretty quick. I'm doing 120.
Okay. Oh, I just crashed into the crash barrier.
I did it too. I did the same
Not
thing.
quite fast enough. I hit a toll booth. Or, well, not the booth, but the drop gate.
Yeah.
I just barely touched it. Got 5% damage.
Yep, me too. Well, like I
I got
said,
1%.
you put the same numbers in, you get the same numbers out.
Oh, not too far. About 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Which is about what? No. 1 minute?
I'm down about 13 kilometers. Yeah, it's what is it? 13 minutes. That's a quarter. That's probably about 30 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
And we're barreling down this hill. But that's that's one of the ways I play computer games, is to figure out what the coding is. So for Farm Sim, you figure out what the game allows, and then you figure out what's the most efficient way of then
I'm flying it.
yeah, sort of exploiting that, if you like. It was
Yeah, we're almost there.
yeah, it was like in Farm Sim 17 when they first released it. The best seeder you could get was the one that had the best weeder you could get was the one that had the seeding capacity, because you could go out, weed the field and seed it with oilseed radish, wait for it to grow, and then what was it? You would cultivate it in with a seeder and what was it? Fertilizer tank. But effectively, you got 2 levels of fertilization just from using a seeder and that was simultaneously planting stuff. Now, I think they figured out that was probably not what they wanted it to do, and removing the ability to removing the ability to weed at anything other than growth stage 1 and 2 meant that weeder became absolutely pointless, because you couldn't seed with it. Yeah, the seeding part of it was completely useless. Now they've fixed that with the new way, because it can either seed or it can plant, but you don't have to do both things at the same time, and it will work on a worker for that. Ding, there we go. I am in. Excellent driving. Okay, I will pull. Oh. Squeak. And there's the handbrake on. Ah, you missed that, yeah.
Usually pretty good, but
Chat overlay for streams. It didn't erase the chat on my stream from my Farmer's Dynasty stream a half hour ago. It's stuck on. I set it to disappear. Oh no! Oh! I set it to disappear after like 20 seconds, but apparently it is not working.
come on. Come on.
That's nice colour coordination with the trailer.
Trying to get it back out.
Stick your differential on.
Well, I was gonna power to that.
Okay, what's your guys' drop? Well, I guess I'll see green dot.
I think I'm seeing you come in right now.
Oh yeah?
Let's see, yep, I've got Pedro on track.
I see Jeremy's green dot.
Yeah, take a right and we're in that yard.
I'm actually going to take a trip up to the repair shop because I hit a wall.
Alright.
Oh,
I spun out a little bit.
so you got a bit more than 5% damage now.
Yeah, I didn't look to see what it was, but I'm sure it's a little more than 5%.
Hey, Jeremy's done too. Yay. You don't have enough Christmas tree lights, Jeremy.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
What?
take a look at the front of my truck.
What now? Huh? What the heck did you do? You got lights and... Well, it is a green truck though. Kind of too.
Yep. Well, before I qualified for getting the beacon on top, I mounted a load of strobes on the front grille.
Oh yeah, I see that.
$30,000, no?
Only 65.
Not too bad.
Yeah. Oh, apparently they're only hearing me talking about you guys.
There. Ah.
People watching.
Oh, you're streamers? Oh yeah.
That would be...
Well, that's fine.
Now what?
Oh, I thought it was out.
Okay, I've got two sound sources set up on my OBS. One is for the speakers, which the game runs through, and the other one is for my headphones, which Discord runs through.
Yeah, I'm showing mic and aux and desktop audio. Normally my desktop audio is showing, but it's not for some reason.
Ah.
It's always showing before I put my phone.
Move it a little bit. I like to move it, move it. Okay. So, you ready to look for a job?